Well, Nick Daws, we're coming off the back of a couple of defeats. Sunderland up next on a Tuesday. They've just won 4-0 at second place, Lincoln City. It's a challenge, but a challenge you're up for, yeah?
It's a brilliant game. I think it's a perfect game. We did well there, I think, last year. In terms of performance levels, we proved going to the likes of Hull. That nothing phases us. So we've just got to eradicate the mistakes that caused the defeats in the last couple of league games. So if we do that, then yeah, I think we'll be in a good position to go and try and win the game, which is what we'll try and do.
Since we returned from the game against Rochdale, what have the challenges been for you in trying to get information into players, rest, everything that's had to go with it in this current situation?
Yeah, well, I mean, our situation's slightly different, obviously, because we had that 2-week period. So we probably have played, maybe a game or 2 games more midweek, especially we've been in the Papa John's Trophy and the Cup replay than some of the other teams have. So it does, there's no hiding place. It makes it slightly more challenging, when you've not got time to prepare between games. But we're not on our own in that, so we're not looking for excuses. The team's been excellent, the squad's been excellent since the first day of pre-season, like we've spoken about before. And those little hour or an hour and 30 minutes that you get, like we got today, to work with the team in preparation for the next game, probably become more valuable than they do, when you've got a full week to prepare. But like I said, it's about getting those messages across, which the gaffer and myself and the other coaches have done today. And we go up to Sunderland, fantastic place to play, nice and fresh and raring to go, yeah.
And their main threat at the moment, the man who scored 2 goals on Saturday, is somebody who'll be very aware of this club, cut his teeth here on loan, Charlie White.
Yeah, Charlie's a threat when he's at his best, and they've sort of rotated a little bit since Lee became manager. But to score 2 goals and do so well, you probably expect that he'll play. So we've got that challenge to face, and if it's not him, then they've got plenty of threats. They're a good team with a well balanced squad. Again, one of the biggest budgets I imagine in the league, biggest clubs in the league. Probably shouldn't be in this league if they're being honest, but they also realise how hard it is. So I'm sure that they'll be thinking that playing AFC Wimbledon at home isn't going to be a given, because nobody in their right minds like we don't thinks that. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting test. I didn't know until it was mentioned earlier by Bezo that Charlie had cut his teeth here on loan from Middlesbrough, but obviously he's gone on and got some moves since then, and yeah, we'll have to deal with his threat amongst many.
And you mentioned Lee Johnson there as well. There's been massive restructuring going on at that club as they adapt to this level. Have they got someone now who knows this level really well, the players, and what it takes to get out of it?
Well, yes, they do, but also I think they did previously with Phil and Steve Parkin, who were very experienced at this level as well. So Lee's done well. He went from Oldham to Barnsley. Had some games against him when I was at Scunthorpe over that period when he was at both clubs, and he did a cracking job at Bristol City. So he's finished his time there. Dean Holden stayed there, and he's now got his a really good role at Sunderland. So good coach, experienced at the level for somebody so young, and we'll try and set his team up to beat us. We've got to try and set our team up as we've done today to beat them. So whoever comes out on top at the end of the day will be pleased, and whoever doesn't will be disappointed.
And in that small period of time you've had to be able to work with the players since the Charlton game, is it a specific plan you sort of tailor towards the Sunderland game, or is it's part of the bigger picture of everything you're trying to sort?
Well, it's always the bigger picture, because we want to be excellent at what we do. So we can't approach every game looking at the opposition. We've not done that. We've not done that all season, to be fair. We know where our strengths lie. We look at, as everybody does, we look at the opposition and look at where we can exploit their weaknesses, but also be respectful of their strengths as well. So, like we sort of spoke about off air a few minutes ago, at the end of the day, it's a really, really simple game. Football's the old cliche. It's 11v11 with a ball and 2 goals, and if you get your game plan right and impose yourselves on them, whether you're home or away, and we've proved this season that we can go away from home and get results. That we can compete in this league and do better than that. We've had a little bump in the road over the last 2 games against 2 sides who were big threats. So from us, it's a case of, you know, using another cliche, getting back on the horse and you know, and dusting ourselves down and getting back on it and proving what a good team we are.
A lot of it, as you say, is done on the training ground, but also sort of as you go on with more games, is it sort of you've got to look a little bit on the psychology, a little bit on the analysis as well, in terms of trying to improve things defensively, perhaps?
Yeah, all those, you know, we as modern day coaches, we are you know, coaches, psychologists, analysts, parents, everything that goes with it, you know. So yeah, we've worked since the game hard over the course of Sunday with the players. Done again this morning. But again, it's, you know, we're talking about individual errors and a little bit of a lack of the rub of the green. First goal, again, despite the fact that we could have prevented it at source, is yet another deflection, and the number of deflections we've had from shots from outside the box that have looped over Connell's head. So, you know, take that out of the game, you know, and we get our 2 goals, which I know it's not as easy as that, then it's a different kettle of fish. Second half, we have 3-4 excellent opportunities on the counter attack that we don't take, and then we're a little bit open, and we get done on the counter attack, on the counter of the counter. So, yeah, we're it sounds sat here. It sounds a bit silly to say that, you know, we're not too disappointed, you know, to get beat in the manner that we did against Charlton, which we are disappointed. But you know, 2 late goals. You know, we could have gone 3-1 up at the start of the second half. You know, then the game changes dramatically. You know, we didn't get the rub of the green, and but we all also understand, you know, where we could have been better, and we've dealt with that, and we'll be better on Tuesday night, I'm sure.
Team lose any knocks, any absentees ahead of tomorrow?
No, nothing changes. You know, the boys, as I said before, the boys are fit and they're strong and they're robust and they're ready to go again. We've proved that over the course of you know, since the Rochdale game started, despite the changes that we've made to freshen things up. Everybody's been fit and fresh, so from last weekend, no changes now.
Great to see Luke O'Neill walking around without crutches and without the boot as well now.
Yeah, brilliant. Both him and Yako are progressing well. You know, we want them back in the squad because they're 2 key players. Both Luke in terms of what he gives the team in the back 3, which has been consistent since he moved to that position, you know, well over a year ago now. So he's been a bit of a miss. And Yako also, you know, because he gives us that extra dimension in the middle of the park and support to Anthony in there. So yeah, it's good to see them back and fresh. So I think they'll both be back in training soon, and you know, hopefully back on the pitch, you know, sooner rather than later.
Have you had good reports back from Brentford about Yako's progress?
Yeah, he's progressing well. He's with them, I think, part way, maybe the early part of this week, doing his final stage rehab. You know, getting a feel of the ball, and then he'll come back to us, I think, either the back end of the week or early next week to build up. So that's promising. I don't know, maybe will we get him on the pitch before the new year? I don't know, maybe. I'm not too sure, but it would be nice to do so. I think Luke, obviously with his situation, is a little bit further behind because he was affected by the situation when we had the COVID outbreak, just in terms of getting what he needed to get done ready. So, but again, you know, we'll take our time. We've got a good squad with good players and plenty of cover.
He's very enthusiastic to get back out there, Luke, isn't he? I think you've got to rein him in, possibly. He might have a job. Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, it's so difficult. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're a sort of young player just making your way in the game. And we've had, you know, two long-term injuries. Jack Madlin, you know, bless him, who picked up a hamstring. What he now seems about 7 or 8 months ago, has been out. It's been as tough for him as it has been for Luke over this period. But as you get a little bit older, you know, and Luke's 29 now, I think you start to think about your future and things a little bit different, you know, wanting to maximise every moment on the pitch you can, and I know that from myself. You know, you just want to play and you want to be fit and you want to be raring. So yeah, he needs to be patient, and we've got a good medical staff that will look after him, and when he's ready, he'll be ready.
And with the game tomorrow, the Stadium of Light, hugely impressive stadium. England, of course, played there when it first opened. Young players that are coming into it, obviously, have come through our academy, come through non-league football. They're well aware of the fact that we're not here to take in the sights, we're here to get the points. That's what we're coming here for. Yeah,
100%, and I think they've proved that they've not, you know, I go back to Nesta when he first got in the team last year. He went to Sunderland, he went to Portman Road where he got his goal. You know, the things are slightly different, I think, now. I think they I think they're I don't know, maybe the younger boys, they come through the academy systems, they're a little bit more what's the word, a little bit more confident and less fazed by things, maybe. So no, there's nothing to suggest whatsoever that anybody will be fazed by playing there. And the only shame is there's not 30,000 rattling around, or 30,000 plus, because then it would be really something exceptional for them. But yeah, it's a fantastic place to play. Fortunate to play there myself and score there in when it first opened when I was at Bury. So yeah, I've got fond memories of the place, and yeah, looking forward to the trip and doing ourselves justice.